years, I have had a lot of issues with plumbing and things in the house that have crept up. The shower has had issues. I have a shower I don't even use. I can't use it. It's all messed up, and it's going to take tons of money to renovate that bathroom to get it to work again because it was all leaking and rusted up, and it's not worth discussing because that's actually not the issue today. I'm just saying this house has had many problems since I moved in, but it's the same as any house. Houses need maintenance. If you don't maintain them, they have problems. The previous owners did not do good maintenance on this house, leading to tons of problems that I've encountered in the last decade. Okay, so one of the problems that I had was with this stupid sink that I have, and allow me to explain why this is so important.
How did we get into this?
I live in the state of Washington. The state of Washington is considered a green state. What that means is that everything we do is monitored for environmental reasons, okay? We have very strict limits on things that we are allowed to do. We have to recycle. We have to do, what do they call it? I can't even remember what it's called. It's a special garbage can that we have, that we're supposed to put biodegradable materials in, like food waste, yard waste, and stuff. And we have to put it at the end of our street every week to come get picked up. It's weird, because when I lived in Connecticut, none of this shit was important or existed. But here it's like just mandatory. Everyone's been doing it forever, okay? So when I moved here, it's called compost. That's what people are saying. I forgot what it's called. It's called composting. That's correct. When I moved here, I was told there's very strict guidelines. Get this. You get 1 can of trash that you can throw out every 2 weeks. 1 can of trash per household every 2 weeks. So if you have pets, if you have kids, if you have anything that generates any kind of trash, you're pretty fucked. All right? If you have more trash than that, you have to go to the dump and pay to throw it out yourself and drive it there yourself. That's it. Now, they say, well, you're not supposed to throw out any recyclables. You wash them, you separate them, you put them into another bin, and those get picked up separately. Okay. How many of those do you get? 1 bin every 2 weeks.
Hey, you wanted to live in Washington.
Okay? So with all these strict regulations...
I don't want to pay taxes.
Something that's actually absolutely essential for living here is to have a food waste or garbage disposal in your sink.
Well, pay the price, dude.
You need it because every time that you wash plates, every time that you make a meal, you can't throw food out. It's not even allowed. You're supposed to either compost it or grind it up and wash it down the drain. All right? That's what you're supposed to do here in Washington State. It's like known by everyone here. Everyone here has one.
Looks like that tax money.
I never had one.
Could have helped you out there.
I never had a use for it.
But, you know,
so when I moved out here,
you don't want to pay taxes. So.
Using it. And you know, you do wrong things, you clog the goddamn thing up. But about 3 years ago, all right, in 2020, this was when COVID was starting. All of a sudden, one day, my garbage disposal, food disposal, starts to smoke. There's just smoke coming out of it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
What?
So I look,
I've
it's
never
not
seen
working,
that.
and I'm like, dude, if it smokes, there's no way.
There's smoke?
I'm going to try to use this thing. I got to call a plumber. What else am I going to do, right? So I called a plumber, you know, and the thing is, I never had a plumber come out here before, so I didn't know what I was doing, and I just picked any old one off the internet. So I call a plumber, and the guy shows up, and when the guy shows up, immediately I notice something. He's just like a normal guy. He's not wearing any kind of like an outfit or anything that says, oh, I work for a plumbing company. He's just a guy.
You called the guy
on the company or whatever. All right.
What?
So he comes in and he looks at this.
You called a random guy.
And he goes,
what?
Yeah, basically.
Bro, anyone can pay to put their ads on there.
And I was like, well, why did it fry?
It could be like a meth head, dude.
He's like, nah, it just happens. He's like, it just happens with these things. He's like, and you don't have like a high-end unit. You have what's considered a mid to lower range unit. So the previous homeowners put in a piece of crap garbage disposal in this house, basically. And he goes, well, these things are expensive, so I'm going to give you a quote, and here's your quote, and all I'm going to do, I can replace it with exactly the same unit, but this one should last a while. You'll get a year warranty with us as the company, but then you'll also get like a 5-year warranty with the manufacturer. All right? So, all right, so he quotes me. It's very expensive. All right, I'm not happy with the price, but I need it. Like, this is something essential. If I don't have this, I'm going to be stuck with fucking tons of food waste that I need to shove into a composter every week, or I'm going to have to go to the dump myself constantly. I need this thing. Everyone here needs one.
No, you don't.
All right, I'll
compost. Do compost, dude.
Now, immediately...
Make a compost in your backyard.
I should have seen some red flags, but again, this is the middle of COVID and everything's going on. I'm not doing research. Everyone's all stressed out to wit's end, right? Immediately, one of the things that I should have noted, he says, well, here's the thing. I'm just going to give you a new unit of the same one you had, but everything should still work. Like the ring and the thing to install it in your sink, it still works. I'll leave that. The piping, well, it's the same piping. I don't have to change the piping at all because it's the same thing. So I'll just leave everything there. I'll just replace the unit. Okay?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That was stupid.
Why?
I should have demanded that he give me full service, but I didn't.
Why? That makes sense.
Because, come to find out, he charged me full price as if I was actually having everything completely replaced. He didn't do any of that work. All he did was pull the broken unit off, put the new unit on, and charge me as if he had done all that labor, which he didn't do. He was gone in 20 minutes when he should have been here like an hour and a half doing the work.
That's what you get.
That's on me. 100%.
You could have ordered it yourself.
I should have asked for the service.
You could have went on the internet.
I didn't get it
and ordered the unit yourself. And
that's on me.
That's what I would have did.
All right. So
and I would have just did all the shit myself and saved all the money.
Just swapped out the unit.
But you know,
done.
Not everybody's as handy.
So we got a new garbage disposal / food waste disposal. All right. This was early 2020 when this happened. Okay. Within 1 week of the new disposal being replaced, it's leaking all over the place. Every time I turn it on, it's spraying food and water all over into the bottom of my sink, into the cabinet underneath.
You know?
And I'm like, what the fuck? Obviously, something's wrong here. So I call the company. I say, listen, you just had this guy come out here. I need you to come back
here.
They're
like, what guy?
Figure this out. I just paid a lot of money.
What?
All right, he'll be out. So he came out within a couple of days.
We never sent anyone over there.
My thing for days. He comes out. Same guy shows up. What's the problem? I said, I'll show you. I turn on the water. I turn it on. Fucking Niagara Falls underneath my sink. He goes, well, there's a problem with these units. If they leak like that, it's basically junk. We can't repair it. We just got to replace it. So I'm going to get you another one.
Another one?
All right, so he did. So he went and got another of the same unit. Dude, all right, installed it.
What?
This time, tested it thoroughly. Didn't seem to leak. Everything seems fine.
What happened?
Okay. Everything seems to be going good.
What is he doing?
And like, all right, so he leaves. Now, first time in my life that I've used a food disposal or a garbage disposal. First time I've ever had a new one installed.
This man's working overtime for Phil, dude.
Behave when they're new. I don't know what they're supposed to look like when they're new. I don't know anything, right? I'm an ignorant guy, but you know, I paid a lot of money for this thing. So after having the first warranty replacement, I want to be sure this thing is working. So fast forward to like 3 weeks later, all right? And I'm looking at my food disposal, and this thing is completely rusted. The entire unit, you can see looking down into it, into the hole in the sink.
What?
It's completely rusted. It's covered in rust.
You didn't look at it before?
And I'm like, is it really supposed to rust up like this within 3 weeks? I don't know. So I make a phone call to the company again, and I say, listen, now we already had a warranty replacement once. Obviously, the last thing I want is to have another warranty replacement.
You didn't.
But I just want to know, should this be doing this? Is this a normal behavior for a food disposal to be rusted up like this after only 3 weeks? Or is this abnormal, and are all these units faulty? Should I be getting a different unit? Maybe this unit is a piece of junk, and they're making them like junk now because one already broke. Maybe this one's faulty too. I just...
See, when he goes on a rant like this, I try to like decipher, like actively, like what is the truth and what's the lie. Like I'm like thinking like what, like was it already rusted? Was it, I don't, you know, it's so hard sometimes. I'm like, what is not true?
Want answered. So they said, all right, here's what we're going to do. Under warranty, we're going to send out another plumber to take a look at your unit and confirm that it's working right and everything. Okay.
Well, yeah, more lie for sure.
This all was 2020. This was over 3 years ago all this happened, just for clarification purposes for you guys, okay? So over 3 years ago, this is all going on. All right? So another plumber shows up, different guy.
Over 3 years?
And I just happened to say to him, I said, you know, you're not wearing...
We need to go back.
...the outfit from this company. I'm curious, you know, why is that? He says, oh, because I don't really work for the company. I was like, what? He goes, yeah, that company doesn't really exist. All they are is a broker. What they do is they contact independent plumbers.
Oh, he's an idiot.
To do jobs, odd jobs like this.
You're an idiot,
So they don't actually have any full-time employees. I happen to get the call. It's kind of like, you know what it's like? Like one of these food delivery services, like Uber Eats or DoorDash. That's what the company was. They were a job broker. where all they would do is they would divvy out jobs to local plumbers, so you have no idea who you're getting. You don't know the quality of the plumber you're getting. You could get someone who's incredibly high quality and cares, and someone who's a scumbag who wants to rip you off. You have no clue who you're getting when you contact this company, okay?
That's what you did.
So,
you didn't care. You just picked a random thing and called. You didn't care. You didn't care. Not the
I'm
company.
like, all right, that
you
makes
didn't
sense,
care.
I guess. So can you take a look at this garbage disposal? And he says, he looks at his notes, because, you know, he came to my house. He looks at his notes. He goes, wait a minute. He says, I'm here because your garbage disposal has some rust in it. I go, yes. He goes, that's normal. I said, oh? He goes, yeah, that's normal. He goes, these things rust up right away. It takes about a month. And after they're rusted, they're fine. They work fine for years and years and years. It's not a concern. They're not made of like you know, rust-proof metal. They're meant to do that. It's not a big deal. You don't have to worry about it. And I was like, so why are you here? And he goes, honestly, I have no clue why they sent me. This is something that easily anyone who knows anything about the product they're selling could have told you over the phone. I don't know why they sent me out here. And I said, all right, well, can you just look at it just to be safe? All right. So he looks at it. He tests it. He goes, yup. No, it's fine. He goes, this is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with this unit at all. This should last you years and years. You're good. Okay. Have a nice day. Thanks for stopping by. My concerns are now assuaded. No big deal. 10 minutes later.
I don't know what mod.
Door, it's the plumber. The guy, I'm not kidding you. This is him standing at my door. He's going just like this.
The mod, it seems to be
and I say, what's wrong?
It's a German stream.
Why are you back? He goes, I really don't want to do this, but the company who contracted me to come out here is telling me they're having me demand that you pay them $75 for this visit. And I said, what? He goes, yeah. So basically, they're demanding that you pay $75 that I came out here because I came out here for a warranty reason. And since there's nothing wrong with the unit, now you have to pay for the visit. I said, are they out of their fucking minds? I didn't ask you to come out here. I had a simple question. I called them to ask about the unit. They opted to send you out here under warranty. I had to take time out of my day for you to come out here. I would have rather you didn't come out here. I would have just liked to talk to you over the phone. All right? So I said to him, under no circumstances am I paying this company any more money. It sounds to me like they're pretty underhanded the way they work. I'm done with this company. And he goes, I completely understand. Have a nice day. And he walked away. All right? And that was it. 2 weeks later, I get a voicemail from this company. Sir, we just want to let you know that as of today, your warranty with us is now void because you refused to pay for service. So you no longer have a warranty with our company. Don't contact us again.
Get wrecked, son.
Have a nice day.
Get out of here.
That's the voicemail they left me.
Have a great day. Have a good day.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, I'm not disclosing to you how much I paid this company. I paid them a lot of money for this. Okay? What kind of a company is this? It's a scam company. They don't have any full-time employees. They broker out jobs to people they don't even know if the work is good. And then they try to pull shit like this to make extra money. Because a regular person probably wouldn't have disputed it. They would have said, all right, whatever, I don't want any trouble. Here, take $75, leave me alone. Me, I'm not going to pay that. Like, fuck off. I'm not paying that. I'm not crazy. I'm not stupid. Right? So, yeah, they completely tried to scam me out of money for no reason.
I don't know about that.
They easily could have just said on the phone, yeah, they rust up, it's fine, have a nice day. But they sent someone out to make money for no reason. Okay? It's pretty ridiculous.
They rust up, it's fine.
So, officially, as of 3 years ago,
they literally could have said that,
I never dealt with this company ever again.
And they would have been fine, dude.
So,
Phil would have been like, oh, okay.
You know, have I had other issues, or have I had other, I shouldn't say issues, have I had other interactions with plumbers? I have since then.
Oh, okay, they rust up? Oh,
pleasant
cool.
Other companies.
Cool. Just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to make sure.
To today, all right, to the modern day, and for 3 years, have I had issues with my food waste disposal unit? Well, nothing major. It's worked, and every once in a while what happens is if we put too much of something down there, We put too many, like, for example, sometimes we'll get
What?
herbs. We'll get, like, cilantro. Or we'll get,
Herbs?
like, parsley.
Herb?
And we have some extra, and we try to throw it in there. Sometimes it clogs it up. And what happens is you have to basically clear it up by doing various different things. You could try plunging.
Yeah, it's some
you could
German
try putting
mod,
in
I don't
baking
know.
soda, and it'll clean it up after a bit. It's happened
I can't
a few
read
times.
it.
It's
It's
not
in
a huge
German, dude.
deal. When it happens, it's annoying. I've told some stories of big eruptions of things in the sink and stuff like that. But in general, it's not that big of a deal. You can figure out how to clean it up with a little bit of research, okay?
All I know is Auf Wiedersehen.
So the other day, it's my day off. It's Thursday, and I happen to be cleaning out the fridge from the week before because I'm gonna go, grocery shopping to make room for the new groceries for the week and all the ingredients and things we need for this week's dinners because we home cook every day. And I'm throwing some veggies down into the thing, and all of a sudden it clogs up.
It's
and I'm like, again, here we go. This
it's
fucking
the
thing.
stream.
I wish it was
The
foolproof.
stream.
I wish it worked all the time. It
The
doesn't.
Duke Nukem.
So, maybe it's because I
Duke
didn't get the
Nukem?
good one. Maybe it's because I kept replacing it with the same old model that's kind of a lower end model. Maybe
Duke
that's what it
Nukem
is,
in
right?
German.
So anyway, here I go. I'm fucking I'm pumping the thing. I'm trying to get it clean. So eventually it does seem like it got cleaned, right? I go to turn it on, and it goes like it sounds like there's giant pieces of metal grinding and slamming against each other. I'm like, oh shit. I turn it off, and I open the cabinets.
What's
it
it?
has sprayed veggie water everywhere inside the cabinet, covering everything under there in a green mist. Just mulch coming out of the fucking thing. And I'm like, oh no.
Oh, dude.
It's like, dude, I just replaced this 3 years ago. These things are supposed to last
Wait,
a while.
just-
They're not supposed to last 1, 2, 3 years.
I
These
just
things are
replaced this 3
expensive.
years?
This should have lasted me a long time. Okay?
I mean,
So,
3 years is quite a while, right?
Basically, by the way, a non-moderator, please stop talking. You're completely wrong. I'm just going to tell you right now, you're 1,000,000% wrong.
Oh, buddy.
I don't want to stand here
Oh.
correcting you. You're wrong.
Oh.
Everything you're saying is wrong. I'm just not even going to waste time. You're wrong.
Non-moderator.
Okay,
You might get that mod taken
so-
away if you're not careful.
I'm like, dude, this is absolutely ridiculous.
Better shut
what
the
am I gonna
fuck
do?
up.
Well, I can't call the old company, right? They're not going to deal with me anymore, which I don't want to deal with them anyway. They tried to scam me 3 years ago. Now, I have a manufacturer's warranty, and it's for 5 years. The problem is, this is the third unit of this that I've had. It's a piece of shit at this point. I know this. I know this unit is a piece of shit. Okay?
Wait,
it's
what?
junk. There's no reason for me to have this unit
do you
again.
mean?
I would be a moron to replace this with another unit. There's just no point. Okay?
What do you mean,
So-
Batman?
I said, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to contact a new plumber. I'm going to explain the situation, and let's see what happens. All right? So I called a completely different plumber, and they said, we'll be out this weekend as soon as possible, and this is what was going on this weekend. I needed them here as soon as possible because if I can't get rid of food waste, all I'm doing is accumulating more and more garbage that I have to manually compost, or I have to go to the dump to get rid of myself. There's time frames how and when you can compost and all this shit. I don't have compost bags right now around the house to do this because usually I would use my garbage disposal to do this. So I'm like, well, it is what it is. I gotta get this replaced as soon as possible. It's something essential to life out here because we're a green state. I need it. So the earliest they could have come was Saturday, and they had different time. I come as soon as possible, right? So honestly, that's what was going on yesterday. It's no big crazy conspiracy. It's something so mundane. Yes, I'm sure really the moronic, obsessed idiots would want to call the plumber, right? Because they're so fucking stupid. If they saw the number on the screen, they would have called the fucking plumber because they're fucking morons. Okay? Anyway. So.
What?
Here's what happened yesterday. All right?
Whoa,
They came out
wait,
here.
What?
They show up.
Oh, the plumber.
There's 2 plumbers.
Oh,
and they're both
okay.
in full head-to-toe garb, branded with the company they work for.
Oh, it makes sense.
Immediately, this is a good sign.
Oh, it makes sense.
Right? Immediately, this is a good sign. I'm like, they actually work for the company.
It
They're
actually makes
responsible. You know what
sense.
I'm saying? So, they come. I explain the situation. They say, all right, let's test it. They turn it on. They turn on the water. Fucking Niagara Falls. It's just, psh, and they go, yep. They go, once again.
In 3 years.
These things, when they break like this, they're not really fixable. You need a new one. And I'm like, again. I was like, dude, I just fucking bought one 3 years ago, and it was so expensive. And he said, well, Again, here's your options. We could easily replace this with the same model. I said, no. No, absolutely not. Not in any fucking circumstance am I going to be replacing this with the same model. I'd be a nut job. I've been through this 3 times. I don't want this fucking model in my house. I want to take this thing and punt it into space. It's a piece of shit. All right? So I said, we can get you the better model. It's more expensive, but it's the better model. I said, we're going to do that for sure. Give me a higher end model that's meant for better capacity, that's going to last better and everything. They bring the thing in. This thing is, I'm not kidding you, more than twice the size of my old food disposal. It's like a beast, a big chunky ass thing. Like, damn. So that thing's going to really, it probably has extra, and I read the box on it and everything, and even said, this one has like double the blade capacity and everything inside. It's meant to completely
Why are you fucking with me, Batman? I'm too high for this shit, dude.
It's meant to be the
Come on,
high-grade
man.
home unit. You know,
Read
there's
the chat
other
and
better
listen
ones
to
that are meant
what,
for
dude?
businesses, but this is like the high-end home unit, all right? So they get
Which
to work.
chat?
Now, what do I notice the
Listen to
difference
what?
between this time around and 3 years
There's two
ago?
chats.
Guess what they did? They disassembled all the pipes. They disassembled the ring in the sink. They installed everything fresh from scratch. So I've got a brand new shiny steel ring in the sink. I got brand new PVC pipe installed fresh. They wanted everything done correctly and professionally. Because think about it this way. That guy 3 years ago who did that job for me, he left everything there. So that pipe could have easily been full of disgusting, decaying food, build up waste, and he didn't give 2 fucks. As long as he just swapped the unit out, got his paycheck, and get out of there, he didn't care. Who cares if
I
it
had to
works
wait
more
for
than
a
a week,
spot to
right?
speed up.
But these guys were like, yeah, we're getting paid to do the work. We're going to do the work. So they were here for over an hour replacing everything, which I really appreciated. Because honestly, you want to know the truth? It was just slightly more expensive than the job I had done 3 years ago for the much better unit and to have everything replaced. So basically, this time I got what I paid for. Last time I got completely ripped off. Yeah. So, yeah, this time around I feel much better about it. And let me tell you, when they were done, you turn this thing on, it's quiet, way quieter than the old unit. And like I said, I haven't really used it yet. It's brand new. And we're not, we'll really, the test will be like later this week when we go grocery shopping and we're doing stuff like that. But basically, we're like, wow, this is interesting. Because what a different experience, a completely different experience from start to finish with the company. A much better unit that I now have, and they replaced everything. So now it's like starting with fresh piping and everything. You know this is going to last longer. It's not going to clog up or whatever right away. So, there you go. I was like, wow, want to talk about different, right? Now, of course, the bummer is the price. But here's the thing, because here's what complete assholes like to say about me on the internet. Well, Phil's going to give you a sob story tomorrow where he's begging for money to pay. I'm not doing shit. Listen, you guys have been amazing. You guys this year in particular have attended my streams. You've supported my content. You've been nothing but great to me. I'm asking you for nothing. This is just a story I'm telling you because it's something to tell on the podcast, and it affected the streams this weekend. There's no fundraiser for this event. There's nothing. I paid what I paid. It is what it is, But please have some understanding. All right, here's the understanding.
Why is there a but?
This is why I can't rush to buy a $3,000 PC upgrade.
Oh
this
my
is
god!
exactly
Here you
the
go,
reason
dude.
why. When my
Here
tire
you go,
gets stolen
bro.
off of my
Here
car,
you fucking go,
and I end up
bro.
spending ridiculous amounts of money to replace it. When this happens, and now I gotta dump so much money to get this fit. This is exactly why I can't do the upgrades that people are always wondering. Why doesn't Phil just go out and dump a bunch of money into a new PC or whatever? This is exactly why. Because this stuff keeps happening. And this is life. This is not, this is something. This happens in life. Shit happens. And let me tell you, I'm happy now. Here's why I'm happy. I'm not happy because I'm pissing the money down the drain for this stuff, which I can't avoid. But I'm happy that now I'm in a position where, because of your level of support, and because I'm 3 years removed from a bankruptcy, right, I can now afford this stuff. I have some funds and or the ability to pay for this stuff when it comes up. 3 years ago, I couldn't. 3 years ago, this stuff coming up was killing me. I had to say, hey, guys, can we do a special fundraiser because something happened? I need to pay for it. I don't have to do that anymore. That
you still
feels
do that?
So
what?
refreshing. It does. It's very refreshing to say I can just have the ability to take care of this stuff when I need to. That doesn't feel good, when I have to dump the money to pay for it, because it does feel like pain. Oh my God, it's my hard-earned money going away for something stupid, for a fucking trash disposal that should have worked for 10 years and only worked for 3, for a tire stolen off my goddamn car because of the crime out here is so bad and no one's doing anything about it, right? But at least I'm in a situation where I can handle it. I don't need to sit here and do a special fundraiser marathon. But the funny part about that is my shithead, shitbag haters will say the opposite. You see, he e-begged for this and he did that. It didn't happen, right? Yeah, 3 years ago that stuff was happening because I had no money and no credit and I was in the middle of a bankruptcy and I had no way to pay for anything. Absolutely, that was my lowest of my low in my financial life. I haven't done anything like that in 100 fucking years, but they don't want to act like that's the case. Instead, they want to act like that's forever. Just like they want to act like things I said 10, 15 years ago were things I said yesterday. And they make highlights of the negative stuff from my past and they put it out to companies to try to get me canceled and shit. This is exactly the kind of behavior that they engage in. So all I would say is don't listen to their bullshit. Don't buy into their horse shit. All right? It's that simple. This is something mundane and normal. It happens to everyone. It's not a big deal. It's not to be dwelled on forever. It's not to be memed in a stupid fucking way. I'm not asking you for a penny for it. It's just life. Shit happens. Because you support my content so well during the good times, when a bad, shitty time like this happens, I can handle it. If something went horribly, horribly wrong, I will let you know.
Yeah,
but this is
I'll
just
let you know.
normal life, man. When you're an adult, and this is something that if
I'll let you know if I do need money,
you may
though.
not understand.
You're a
But when
fucking
you're an
asshole,
adult,
dude.
And you have your own place, and you have a family, and this kind
You're
of
so
shit
dumb.
will just happen. And you gotta roll with it. You can't get upset about it. You can't get so infuriated and angry at it. You say, you know what? I've learned to live with it. It's life. Whenever you think you can do one thing, you can't. Like, I'll give you an example. My fucking dishwasher has been broken for a year now. It broke, what, last fall? And every single time that I think, oh, I'm going to save up enough money to possibly get a replacement dishwasher.
Oh, dishwasher bag.
Here it comes again. Here's something else that's gone wrong, right? That I have to put the money into. It literally has happened, I'm not kidding you, 3 times in the last year. I thought I had saved up enough funds to replace my dishwasher. And every time that I'm ready, I'm like, all right, maybe we're going to go to an appliance store this week on our day off, and we'll start looking at appliances. And if we find a good one, nope, because then here we go. Here comes something that happens, and that's the end of that. You know, there's nothing you can really do. There's nothing you can really do. Home ownership, you got to deal with this kind of stuff. Living in the United States where there's crime and shit, you've got to deal with this kind of stuff. You just get to the point where you're like, yeah, well, as long as you can handle it, and as long as it's not life-crippling shit. You know, my house didn't burn down. My family is healthy. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I got to be happy for what I got. It sucks that I had to drop so much money in the last several months on horse shit. A fucking stolen tire, an entire rim off of my car, entire wheel assembly. I mean, what the fuck? Who would have thought that would have ever happened? And I got to pay for that out of pocket. Now this going on, and I got to pay for that out of pocket, right? It's bullshit. But it's life, and you learn to roll with it. And sorry that it affected the streams. I didn't want it to affect the streams. But the bottom line is, if I didn't get this fixed right away, it would have just become a compounding problem. I would have had too much trash. I would have had to start working on heavy-duty composting. And it's like, fuck this. I need this thing. This is what everyone uses in Washington State. I need one right away, a replacement. This is how it works here. All right? So, you know, sorry that we did have to swap the streams around and that Final Fantasy was affected yesterday. Now, was it some crazy conspiracy story? No, it wasn't. And now we move forward positively. I don't have to talk about it anymore, you know? I'm happy. So, it sucks that I had to spend the money, but that's about the only downside to it, and I'm good. There's no fucking crazy fundraiser here for it. We're good. All right? We move forward normally, you know? Hey, you want to support my content? Please do.
But
like I said, this weekend already is a slow weekend. I knew yesterday was going to be slow, and now today is absolutely going to be slow. We got one stream today. That's it. Please support if you can. But I'm not going to go crazy asking you for anything above and beyond because you guys are awesome to me already, you know? So thank you for that. And thanks for listening to the story, and I hope you found it entertaining. And I will repeat myself one more time. It's time to start calling out the crazy people on the internet. No, No one had any right to try to see the phone number on my fucking cell phone screen and try to contact the people on the other end of the phone. That's insanity. Please call it out when you see it. It's about time. It's time to say, no, stop your madness. Stop harassing Phil and his family.
Enough is enough.
You're nuts. Seek help. Because if more people would actually step up and say that, then these people would be fucking embarrassed. And they would realize what an embarrassment they are to humanity, and they would probably move on with their lives. But instead, you have so many enablers on the internet. Oh, yeah, every little snippet, every little piece, every little thing you can get. Let's do it. Let's be intrusive. Let's ruin people's lives. No. It's time, as an internet community, it's time to step up and stop this fucking insanity. It has to end. No more allowing people to try to actually ruin people's lives for fun and jollies. It has to stop at some point. You know, like I said, if that behavior is engaged in real life, in person, there would be restraining orders out the fucking ass and people would be arrested. But because it's online, it's all just allowed, right?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's sick behavior. I was already going to tell you the story today.
It's not.
There's
It's
no
completely
reason
fine.
to try to call, you know, this kind of shit. I mean, how ridiculous. Look at what's happened with this car stuff. Last year, right? I had a car repair that was necessary. My car wouldn't start. I told you the basic story, gave you no details. They called every fucking car repair place in like a 5-mile radius, impersonating me, trying to get them to send them the invoice for the work.
So? Who cares?
That's not normal behavior. It shouldn't be rewarded. It shouldn't be applauded. It should be, what the fuck is your problem?
I feel like that's normal.
You should be an outcast of society because you're a low-life scumbag trying to get private information.
Do you guys think that's normal?
People's lives.
Or no?
You should be shunned from the internet, not rewarded for your fucked up behavior. How would you like it if someone did that to you? If your everything in your life, people were trying to bore into it for no good fucking reason. What would have been the point of someone calling the plumber?
I mean, it's normal to have
but that's how messed
people
up
like that, you know?
It has to end. At some point.
I mean, you're always going to have people that take it to the extreme. That's normal. I'm being
serious about it.
Yo,
it's time for all of us who are logic-minded, who are like, I would not want that to happen to myself or my family member, to speak up about it. Stop this madness. This should not be allowed.
Stop this madness.
There's one difference. Okay.
Oh, that kills me, dude.
Darksydephil,
Stop this madness.
Stupid on a stream. You want to make fun of Darksydephil because his gameplay sucks in Street Fighter 6 and he raged when he was playing, or you don't like his opinions on Zelda Tears of the Kingdom or anything like that. That's all fair game. Every day that I'm on the internet and I put content out, it's eligible to be criticized, micromanaged, even derided. But when you try to go into my private life for no reason besides I just like to fucking hurt people, that's time for people to step up and say, let's end it. Let's intervene and let's end this madness. It should not be allowed. On the internet, on YouTube, on Twitch, wherever it's happening, it should never be allowed. It should be completely stopped, and people need to call it out for the madness it is. It's not normal human behavior to be trying to hurt someone in a stalkerish mentality. It needs to be stopped. All right? Okay. Yikes. So it's really pathetic, embarrassing for the entire human race that I have to say something like that. Like, you wouldn't just know that, right?
I don't know that.
Okay.
I still don't know that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
even after that rant,
let's get to shout-outs.
I think I know less now.
We start today on the YouTube
I'm stupider
side of
now that I listen to that.
With Lunch Meat, who just did a super chat and says, put this towards the dishwasher pimp. Well, thank you, Lunch Meat. I appreciate that.
There you go. See?
It's funny because I've been having the conversation with both my parents and my wife about the dishwasher. And every time we're like, you know, it's a good thing we didn't replace it because every time that I look to do it, something else happens and the money has to go to that. And at this rate, it was last fall when it broke and we were looking to have it replaced around Christmas. I mean, we'll be lucky to have it replaced by this Christmas at this rate. You know what I mean? Like, we're so used to it not being broken and not working that we might as well just accept that we're maybe it's cursed.
Hey, Phil. Funny to mess around with Phil Burnell, right? Oh, it's real funny to do these horrible things to him because it's just a joke. No, it's not a joke. It's my life.
Not Phil Burnell, Shill Burnell.
Shill Burnell.
The reason we do it is because Phil begs. Wrong. The reason they do it is because they want to see me suffer.
That's right.
Why does Tractor say you're a pig roach? You don't look like a pig or a roach. I don't know. I don't know what that means. That's one of their memes. I don't actually know what it means at all. Piggy Smalls took me $1. Says, own the premium like others. Pigs rise up. Oh my god, here we go again. Another stupid meme. Another stupid meme that means nothing.